It's lunchtime in busy Commercial Street, and Chris, having secured his most lucrative pitch, starts his daily routine of begging.
A little change, please, sir. Sorry, on the way if you can, Bob.
Since he was 16, he's either been on the streets or in prison. His problem started when he was introduced as a teenager to heroin.
I was hanging about with a geezer, he was on it, much older than me. I looked up to him, and boom, I just started doing a gear with him, you know what I mean? Being true, yeah, that's how I got onto it. Sweetheart, couldn't I also have a little change, please? Where I've been on the gear, actually, since the white and brown, since actually 1986, you know, and I'm only 34, like, I was only like a kid when I done it, at 11 years old, 13 years old, right? People just think you just sit there on your arse all day and people just give you money. It don't work like that.
According to street rescue teams who pick up rough sleepers from alleyways and subways like this is the Bull Ring at Waterloo, nearly all of the beggars in London are feeding drug habits. Now, they say that people who give to beggars are unknowingly supporting London's drug trade. Their research shows that 80% of beggars in London are drug addicts, and their life expectancy is just 31 years.
Spare change, please,
All you're thinking about is where your next bag of gear is going to come from. Are you going to get up in the morning and violently ill? I hate doing what I have to do every day, day in, day out. It's a 7-day-a-week job.
Sometimes you get the posh people, sometimes you just get people that are on the dole or people who've got gyros and that. It's just a mixture of people, really, that give me money.
The cycle of begging, using drugs and crashing out in the tunnels of Aldgate East is Chris's life. When we next find him here, he's in a near coma, having been awake for 4 days. He'd taken a speedball, a lethal concoction of heroin mixed with crack cocaine, and he'd drunk 18 cans of 9% proof lager. A compassionate passerby drops some money in Chris's clothing, no doubt feeling he'll buy some food or put it towards shelter.
It may seem easy and appealing to put your hand in your pocket and hand your spare change to people like Chris, but the reality is that you're not helping them. In fact, you could sadly end up killing them.
I feel terrible for them. It breaks my heart, you know, to see the cardboard boxes.
I thought of giving food next time instead of giving money.
They obviously look in a state that they do need help, but I'm more worried about the drugs and the drinks sort of thing, and that's where that money's going. It's going in the wrong place.
Kelly was in exactly the same position as Chris until a year ago. She'd spent 5 years on the streets. Her more active style of begging helped finance her crack and heroin addiction. On average, she made £100 to £120 a day. That's 3 or 4 times the norm. How much of that was going on
all
drugs?
Of it, all of it.
All of it?
All of it. I would actually only think about food last thing at night when I was settling for the night, and that would all be with the 2 pences and the pennies that I'd accumulated throughout the day. I would never think of spending a £1 coin on food, because it could take me ages to get that last pound to get the bag when I'm sick.
At nightfall, the street rescue teams seek out the rough sleepers who are huddled in alleys and parks near Brick Lane. They find Chris sheltering from the wind behind a fridge.
Hello, mate. Hello. Thanks for helping us anyway.
You get a bed for the night.
Yeah.
And you get a ticket, so you can get over, get yourself sorted in the morning, and then you can go back there, so it becomes your bed.
You know what I need? A birth certificate.
Have you got any idea?
That's what I ain't got.
You've got nothing?
You know, I'm not even signing on or nothing.
Well, that's okay.
They take Chris to find some food before moving him onto a hostel. Chris is concerned he won't be able to find his methadone if he's far away from his regular begging pitch.
So that ticket thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to sort out, so you can get back in the morning. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Yeah.
The next day, and Chris is settled in at the hostel.
2 T-shirts. Oh, that's all my dirty washing.
He won't be able to use illegal drugs while he's there, so he'll be relying on both collecting his methadone prescription and getting his super-strength lagers, just to feel normal.
To come here into this place, it's really, like Thames Reach has really done me a favour to come here, to bring me here, because I tell you, without that, I don't know what I would have done, you know, because I can't live like this forever. I'm like 34 now, and like if I carry on like till I'm 40, look, I'll be dead. I wouldn't last that long anyway. But because of these places, it has helped me out big time.
When you move into somewhere, you've got to find something to do. You've got this big gap where you were constantly out, you were constantly occupied, you begging, scoring, it filled your whole time. All of a sudden you've got nothing to do and all these things to think about.
Among the schemes to help people in Chris's position are work placements, such as the house painting which Kelly has taken up. Just a year ago, she was still begging in Charing Cross.
Just over there, I'd be sleeping on the ledge and they used to throw money at me.
So it's almost quite tactical where you'd place yourself?
You learnt to think in a tactical way like that. You know, you need to make the money for your drugs. You need to be protecting yourself, of course, and whatever, and it's safe where it's busy, but also you're thinking about how you're going to get that next fix. You need to make sure you're not withdrawing, you need to be, you know. So, yeah, you always find a tactical way.
Now that Kelly's left that hellish world, rough sleeping, begging, then using, she says information is the key to help addicts like Chris.
People on the street have to know that they can walk into a treatment centre, they can talk to an outreach worker and that person can refer them. I never knew this until I went there, but within a week I had my prescription. Most people are on the understanding that it's going to take months, so people need to know that it is that easy.
3 days later, and I've been told that Chris had left the hostel at 7 a.m. Back in Aldgate, I go to see whether I can find him at his regular begging pitch. Mark is outside the supermarket on Bishopsgate.
Do you know where he went?
No, I think he's trying to score in it, like sort himself out, because otherwise he'd be sick.
Mark thinks he might know where Chris is, so I follow him through the streets.
Chris, is he around there?
No, Chris has been nicked.
No, I was just with him a minute ago. Oh, he got nicked?
Chris got nicked at the top of the road now.
Oh, he's been nicked.
He's around right now, he's around back there.
Then we hear that having been searched by the police but released, he's been found by the outreach team. He's completely out of it, back in the tunnels at Aldgate East.
He's actually crashed out over there behind us. Now, the outreach workers who found him a few moments ago say that he probably has bought heroin or crack cocaine and used it in the past couple of hours. They're going to wait until he wakes up and then take him back to the hostel. So the efforts to help him out of this hole will start again.